Thank you. Okay, I'm Monica Barone from FAO. Thank you for the presentation that you did me. Nice to meet you. Okay, I'm going to present not only the software, that iSharkFin software, that is already famous in a way, but we are producing, the first idea was to produce a field guide for the identification of shark species from the fins. And then we realized that we do not want to have just the usual FAO guides, because it was not enough to identify fins. And so we contacted Castor Gisande, that is a professor at the University of Vigo, who is working on identification of fishes in general using morphometrics. So this project falls under a project, a trust fund project funded by Japanese government that I thanks here. And the project is CITES and commercially exploited aquatic species, including the evaluation of listing proposals. And the development of this field guide and the software is one of the activities of this project that is related in general to the development of tools and guides for the identification of products and specimens of these commercially exploited aquatic species, as usual, by CITES. Listed by CITES, of course, to enhance the implementation of the listing. Now, the first thing that is necessary for this field guide is to be user-friendly tools for the identification of shark species, starting from the fin, only when you have a fin and not the whole animal. So the target is port inspectors, customer agents, and fish traders. So usually not scientists. So we needed to have a tool that is very, very easy to use. Then we had the problem of the selection of the species, because we are not considering only the species protected under CITES, but in general, all the species that are target in trade. Then we add the criteria for preferences of species globally distributed, and also on availability, so the more common species in trade in general. And we added also other species that are looks alike, or data deficient species, or others that are usually traded as fins. So now the situation of our list of the species is that we would like to produce a product including 41 species, more or less. Species complex are species that are very difficult in taxonomically at this point, like Pristidae, for example, but okay, or Rhynchobatos, or some others that are complex species. Now we have a list of 29 priority, because we would like to reduce a bit this list, not because at the end we will have, I hope, all the list of the species, but in the beginning we would like to concentrate our attention for a first release of the guide and the software only on certain species, and then we select in 10, 15. Then I have here a list, don't worry if you don't see this, but just to show you that the oceanic white tip and the amorettes are included. We have some problem with port beagle sampling, but I think it's easy to be solved now. And then we would like to include other species listed in CITES, but they are not really a target for fins now. So, so just for you, I list there the priority species that for which we would like to have a first release of the field guide. I expect to have this next year as electronic publication. So we have the amorettes here, and okay, blue shark and shortfin mako that are very common. Now, this PowerPoint will be distributed to you, so this is why I wrote inside a lot of information. Regarding the field guide, I listed here some main contents. We are developing this guide, so I expect also to have feedback from you on your necessity about the contents on the guide. The first part is general, it's a background information to explain why this guide and software were developed, the biology of shark fins, in particular the fisheries and trade of the fin, and the rationale for the selection of the species. Then the section 2 is how to use this guide. For me, this is a very important chapter because this is the section that is a roadmap conducting the user through different scenarios. So for example, I just listed 2. If you have only one fin, that is the easiest scenarios, and you would like to know at which species it belongs, or a different scenario, so a bag of fins that can be frozen fins at the market, on bag of fins directly on board of a vessel. So we would like to explain how, a method that can help you to know what to do in these cases. Then the section 3 is the section in the guide that describes exactly per each species the fact sheet per each species. But at the beginning we have the taxonomic keys that can be helpful for more specialists, or and then we would like to include a quick matrix with that helps you to understand which fin can be yours in the one that you have in your hand. Okay, so the importance of the fact sheet at this point is that we are talking of the 3 different fins, dorsal, pectoral, and also caudal, trying to describe the characteristics of these 3 fins. And then to compare also a bit with the similar species. So you have per each species a complete description of the characteristics. And for example, in the fact sheet, you will have one picture that contains all the juvenile and adult different sets of fins. We are trying to collect all these photos, and in certain cases we do not have for certain species the complete set, and we decided to leave it in black just to let you know that we are looking for that photos that are missing, and so to go on, even if the guide I expect will never be really complete. And then now the software. So this is the definition that we have is expert system based on a machine learning techniques for the identification of shark fins from the shapes. Okay, this is just a description of the method, but it was, as I already said, developed by University of Vigo. And then what is, in practice, what it does. Starting from taking a standard photo, and I will show you in the afternoon, it's very simple. You upload the photo in the software, and it guides you on how to take the points on the fin shape, and then the step 3 just have the reply, which is the species. So this is a picture how to take a standard photo with a background blue colored or another color, just and a standard measure in the photo that indicates the size. These are the 4 landmarks. I will do a detailed description of these 4 landmarks on the fin in the afternoon. And I will ask your contribution to let me know whether the definitions of these 4 landmarks are enough clear. And we will practice on this. This is something that happens in the software. You cannot see really that at the three of these 3 points will be taken to construct triangles, and we will have some angles. And so at the end, the importance and that we would like to describe the shape of the fin by different points on the outline. So these are the complete sets of points that at the end the software will have, but it's very simple to take because the software guides you to take this point. You cannot make mistake in this. So the main outputs are 2. The first one that I asked especially for protected species. I don't mind which is the species, just give me the answer. Is it protected or not? This is one first step. The second step, in case it's possible, the name of the species, and then the software is able to say me in the output the statistical significance of the result in terms of probability of the identification. So you have a value associated to identification. Other characteristics of the software are the language, because it will be available in different languages now, English, Spanish, French, but also others. It's really, really simple to change the language in the software. We have a sort of glossary. Then if you need to have another language, we will send you the glossary of the terminology that is in the software, and with a right translation in another language, it's really simple to update the software and include a different language. Then we have additional tools. For example, I indicate here the facilitation for collection of catch data, because in the software you can have a fin and associate the catch data related to the landing sites, the dates, the gear used, and everything that you need for your statistics to the fin. And so it can be another use of the data that you are acquiring from the, for example, a bag of fins. So our future activities for this project are that we need to have more sampling for certain species, for certain priorities, and also for others. So we are planning sampling trips for this with the author of the guide especially. Then we will ask researchers or everybody to help to collect photos of fins that can be helpful for us to increment the data in the software. And then we are planning also to target at markets frozen fins and so on. So just implement the collection of data. Another idea that we have that will be really important in the future is to have everything available on a tablet. So now the layout of the guide is still not defined, because we need to consider the possibility to have this guide as an e-book publication or a digital magazine, 2 different products. So we are just trying to understand which is the best digital methods to apply for having the field guide on a tablet. And then we would like, of course, having the tablet application of the software. So at the end, you will have everything in one tool, in one instrument. This is just the list of the team of work. I just mentioned Lindsay Marshall, that is the main author of the guide. Dave Ebert is giving the scientific supervisor of this project. And then we have Castor Gisander at University of Vigo with his students, the biologists and informatics, and then the FAO teams of the Fish Finder project. Thank you. And I have this one. Obrigada.